Vanessa Mitchell stood in the cosmetics section of Nordstrom, testing a shade of foundation against her wrist. At 39, she carried herself with the quiet confidence of someone who had fought for every step of her career. 15 years with the Chicago Police Department had earned her commendations, respect, and a reputation for integrity. 3 weeks earlier, she had accepted the position of Oakwood's first black female chief of police, a historic moment for a small suburban town with a troubled history of racial tension. Though her official start wasn't until Monday, Vanessa had arrived early, determined to see Oakwood as an ordinary resident before stepping into her new role. She wanted the unpolished truth of the community she was about to lead. Across the store, Officer Ryan Sullivan watched her closely. A 10-year veteran of the Oakwood Police Department, Ryan carried himself with the entitled confidence of someone who had never faced accountability. His record was littered with complaints of profiling and excessive force, each one dismissed or buried. His colleagues called him Bulldog for his aggression, a nickname he embraced with pride. The moment Vanessa lingered over a designer handbag, suspicion flared in Ryan's mind. When the store manager, Barbara Whitman, quietly nodded in her direction and suggested she looked out of place, Ryan's bias hardened into certainty. "Dispatch, this is Officer Sullivan. Possible shoplifting in progress. Black female, about 40, gray slacks, blue sweater." By the time Vanessa paid for her purchases and moved toward the exit, Ryan was waiting. Another officer, Trevor Maxwell, blocked the alternate doorway. "Ma'am, I need to see your receipt and ID," Ryan demanded, his voice sharp, loud enough to draw the attention of nearby shoppers. Vanessa complied calmly, presenting both. "May I ask why I'm being stopped when no one else is?" Store security reported suspicious behavior. Ryan lied flatly, scrutinizing the receipt with exaggerated intensity. A crowd gathered. Phones came out. A black teenager began recording. Trevor stood silently behind Vanessa, reinforcing the barricade. "This receipt matches my purchases," Vanessa pointed out. "I've done nothing wrong. Am I being detained?" Ryan's jaw tightened. "Your attitude is becoming problematic. Don't interfere with police business." His hand drifted toward his cuffs. When Vanessa insisted on transparency, Ryan yanked her shopping bag from her hand and dumped the contents onto a bench. Silk fell to the floor, perfume nearly smashed. "Where do you get the money for this?" he snapped, a question he had never once asked a white shopper. Her patience thinning, Vanessa stood her ground. "Unless you're charging me, I'm free to go." Ryan stepped closer, his face flushed. "People like you need to learn respect for authority." "I'd like your badge number," Vanessa said firmly, her voice carrying through the silent mall. Something in him snapped. In full view of dozens of witnesses and rolling cameras, Ryan struck her across the face. The slap cracked like a gunshot. Gasps echoed. Even Trevor flinched. Vanessa steadied herself, her cheek burning, her dignity unbroken. Slowly, she reached into her purse. Ryan's hand hovered near his weapon, ready to escalate again. But instead of resistance, Vanessa pulled out a gleaming badge and credentials, raising them high. "I'm Vanessa Mitchell," she announced, her voice ringing with authority. "Oakwood's new chief of police." The crowd erupted in stunned murmurs. Trevor stumbled back. Ryan's face drained of color, horror dawning as the truth sank in. Vanessa's gaze cut through him. Calmly, she called the acting chief. "This is Chief Mitchell. I've just been assaulted by Officer Sullivan. He is suspended effective immediately." She turned to Trevor. "Collect his badge and weapon." Trevor hesitated, torn between loyalty and survival. "Do it now," Vanessa ordered. With a shaky hand, Trevor obeyed. By the time Acting Chief Wilson arrived, the damage was done. The crowd had captured every moment on their phones. Ryan stood stripped of his authority, humiliated before the people he once lorded over. Vanessa faced the onlookers, her voice steady. "This isn't just about me. It's about every person who has been treated as less than, who has been profiled, who has been silenced." That ends now. The mall corridor erupted in applause, not for vengeance, but for justice long overdue. And in that moment, Vanessa Mitchell did not just step into her role as Oakwood's police chief. She took command of its future.